Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to today's vlog for Friday the 29th of May. Hope everybody is well. No general news on Courier World for me today, but I just want to relate back to when I was a taxi driver. We used to find that many 3-star, 4-star hotels, the doormen there were on low wage. I think this was before minimum wage days, but on low wage, and the hotel management would turn a blind eye to them selling good jobs from the guests. So if the guests were leaving and going to the airport, or perhaps having a day out to Windsor or something like that, and they asked the door staff to get them a taxi, the door staff would make a phone call and get one of their special mates to come in for a 20 quid bung, and then put in that car, and because the hotel guest would pay that 20 quid bung within their price. The doorman would have been telling them that a black cab was going to be too expensive, when reality was we were cheaper. The upshot of all this was when we had those lovely Friday and Saturday evenings where it's pouring with rain and the hotel door staff were frantically trying to wave down an empty cab to take their guests to the theatre or a local restaurant, we could have great delight in sticking 2 fingers up to them and go and just pick people up off the street and watch the hotel door staff pulling their hair out. And that story is because that's how I think today has gone for all us owner drivers and drivers on the CX. I think it's been incredibly busy, certainly has down in London and the southeast, and probably taken great delight earlier this morning in sticking 2 fingers up proverbially to the shippers that want to screw us over the rest of the year. But anyway, there we go. So as for me today, I was sort of expecting it to be busy. I think it's day 3 of Eid today, but I took a localish job yesterday afternoon for first thing this morning, 8 o'clock collection from Manningtree, which is 25 minutes from my house. Small van job, 57 miles going to Dagenham on the East London Essex borders, which I put a price of £80 on. I thought that would be a decent start for the day, and with this being 8 o'clock, I know they open at 7. There's a fair chance I can get away a little bit early, so I was on site at 7:15. Small delay, nothing major. They were just finishing loading their own vehicles, but I was done with some boards and I was off site at 7:40. Fairly straightforward run down to Dagenham, just the normal pinch points of traffic on the A12 coming down, and then a little diversion where Gallows Corner's now, I think, been shut for the best part of a year, I think now, but it's nearly finished, I'm told. Anyway, on site 9:15. Found the right people to offload me, and I was away off site at 9:30. Go and get yourself a cup of coffee and then let the fun begin, shall we say. 135 jobs were on the CX, where I was sitting in Dagenham at 9:30. No good literally trying to wade through them, so I thought I'm going to use the search facility. But there was lots and lots of jobs, but not many I wanted to do. Some were long jobs, some were, there being a Friday as per normal, there always seems to be a nice amount of alcohol jobs which come out the brewery in Grays. I have tried these jobs before and they're not for me. They dump 1 or 2 pallets of alcohol for you to load yourself. And I found when I get to the delivery points, they're normally in the worst places, or they're at a pub where they're short-staffed and they've got no interest in unloading it and leaving you to do it, because they are used to the brewery's own vehicles turning up, where they are at least probably 2 men on board who will do that job because that's what they're supposed to do. I did put some prices on jobs, and obviously I think, like most people, decided to go a little bit higher. There was a job from Basildon going to Horsham. Small van job, 82 miles. Put £100 on that. It's a little bit more than we would do. There was a nice job from Romford to Enfield for a small van, 23 miles. I went really ambitious with £80 on that. You can get it. And there was a job from Dagenham, 5 minutes from where I was. Small van again. Said it was 14 miles going to North 7, which is sort of Tufnell Park, North Kentish Town, that area. And again, I put £80 on it because I'm trying the market. Don't go too cheap, they say. And it was definitely a driver's market, and we didn't get any of those. Then there was a job came out from Brentwood, going to London South East 14, which is New Cross, Deptford, if you know that area. Not very pleasant area, inner city of South East London. Large van job. It was 3 metal poles that were going to be 3 meters long, and I put a price of £100 on it. Now normally I would probably look at that being £90, but the shipper that it was for, I have worked with, but they always come on and try and screw you on the price. Not a lot, but they always want to screw you. So I've got wise to that, and I go a little bit higher than I would normally. So £100 for what I'm thinking is a £90 job. Nothing happened for about half hour. Then I got a phone call, and the normal sob story from the shipper. We really want you to do it. You're a good driver. You've got a good, reputation, good feedback. Blah de blah de blah. But we don't have a lot in the job. We can't pay £100. We can pay 85. And we had a brief conversation. I said, look, my £100 is really my minimum for going into London. You know what London's like because you run your own vehicles, which they do. They've got vans, 7.5 tonners. I said, you know how long it takes your driver to get into into that area of London and get back out again. Blah de blah de blah. And I said, no, I can't go down to 85. I could have gone 90. I suppose I could have gone at 95 and we met at 90. But again, we've had this conversation. The CX is a bidding site. If you put a price on, you put a price on. If the shipper doesn't want it, don't ring me. And I sort of going to play hardball. I think it's busy. I'm going to play hardball. So in the end, after a few minutes of conversation, I said, well, I'm not doing it for 85, and you're not budging, so we'll leave it at that. And that's what we did. To say about an hour later when I looked, the job had been reposted and still wasn't covered. I think it got covered eventually, but I started to feel it's going to be one of these days today, and not in a good way. I then did get a job about 10:35, so I've been sitting around for about an hour, which was probably longer than you should be, but there we go, it is what it is. And that was from Purfleet, 20 minutes or so from where I was, going to, well, it was Kingston. Large van, 58 miles. I put a price of £100 on that. I got a phone call straight away. Regular shipper that I work for. She almost said, right, job's yours. And a quick conversation. You're having a stressful day. She said, we've got no staff in, we've got no drivers in, and the system's going mad with jobs. We can't cope. So anyway, she sent the job over. Made my way down to Purfleet. Got there just literally on 11 o'clock. Went to see him in the office. Ah yes, we've got the paperwork here. The warehouse guys had just gone for a tea break, be 15 minutes. So I sat there till, well, it's 20 past 11 before they came out. Nobody's fault. People are entitled to a tea break. There's no point jumping up and down and screaming and shouting. You just got to suffer it. The journey time to Kingston when I was there was saying an hour and 10 minutes, which was going to be perfect. By the time I got loaded and left, which was about 11:30, and I got round onto the M25 and over the bridge, there'd been an accident around junction 10. The time had now gone up to nearly 2 hours. Consequently, I didn't get on site till about 1:30. Fairly straightforward getting it off. It wasn't a problem. Just had to ring a guy and he came out, opened the gates up and offloaded the stuff. We sat again, because it's just one of them things, we just sat, it was a nice bloke, we sat having a chat for 10 minutes at the end of it, which cost me another 10 minutes. So we're now nearly at 2 o'clock. I've not had any lunch. I needed to go and get some lunch. I was starving. Again, the system, as you know, was going mad. You're trying to screen jobs, and then There was a job in Surrey. I think it was about 20 minutes, I reckon, from where I was, and I looked at the map, and it was saying I was 45 minutes from the collection. The traffic was looking horrendous, and that was going up to Suffolk, which would have been perfect. But whereas Suffolk, I was reckoning it was going to be 3 hours to do the trip, it was saying it's nearly 4 hours, again because of traffic. M25, which I'm on now, and if you've just seen, I've been sitting there at the start of this video, and we're crawling again for about the 4th time. The A12 on a Friday going up to Suffolk is always bad because people are going away for the weekend. And I thought that way, I'm not even going to get up there till about 6:30, and then there's the phone calls about, is someone going to wait for me? Is I going to get it off? Am I going to be stuck with it all weekend? I need the van at the weekend because I've got quite a lot of stuff to go down the tip, and I booked the van in for that because it won't go in the car. You know the sort of story. So I let that one go. I sort of made my way around towards the airport because there was quite a lot of jobs around Heathrow, but again, didn't really seem that anybody wanted to play ball on prices. And again, I'm not going cheap, purely again because of the traffic. The traffic's horrendous. Certainly is down this part of the world. So that went. I've made my way around the M25, put the search engine on St Albans, but nothing has come up. They're all going places I don't want to go. Exeter, Worcester, places like that. And another little thing I've come across the last few days, this search engine is useless. Perhaps it's me, again, I'm not a technical person. Every time you come out of it and go back to it, you have to put all the information back again. So you have to go, it's a small van job to a large van job I'm looking at. I want jobs today. It's an absolute pain. Why can't it just stay as it is? And you can save those settings. But another thing I will ask next week at the CX. I'm starting to rant now, aren't I? Anyway, I'm on the M25. I'm somewhere, I think Potter's Bar now. I've lost the will to live. I'm making my way home. I just think it's going to be 2 days, which is disappointing. And I'll be honest with you, I've not enjoyed it today. I don't enjoy it. It's nice to be busy with the app being busy, but the app was too busy today. As quick as you're trying to screen jobs and get rid of them, other jobs are coming. Yeah, I just not enjoyed it today. I don't think it's been much fun. I'm not surprised with the traffic. It's half-term week. People are coming back from being away. It's Friday, which means all the people that work from home have logged into their computers and then gone out to do their shopping or gone to see Auntie Beryl. And get that done to leave the weekend free. Yeah, and it's just been pants, to be quite honest. Money wise, I've made my target. I've done a job for £80 and one for 180. Not giving up total hope. It's 3:41. I'm going to make my way home if this traffic moves via Harlow. There's a few jobs come out of Harlow that head my way. I've got no urgency to get home. The wife's working from home, so if I'm late home tonight, I will do that. Certainly, I watched one of James Fletcher's videos where he went down to Newport about 4 o'clock in the afternoon from Nottingham and getting home at midnight. I won't be doing that. Great day, James. Good money, but my God, I ain't doing that. So yeah, I don't know today. A bit of a letdown, really. What started as a promising day, been a letdown for me. I know I'm a little bit choosy on jobs. Yeah, but there we go, is what it is. We'll all be back to normal next week. Everyone's back to normal next week. The kids are back to school. Everybody will be back to work. I don't think there's any religious holidays next week, so probably next week I'll be moaning about the lack of work. But hey ho, there we go. I hope you've done all right today. You've certainly had the opportunity, maybe, for things to run nicely for you and get your work in and make some money. Enjoy your weekend. I'm not doing a lot. I've got so I've got to go down the tip tomorrow morning, got a couple of little jobs to do, and I'm going to sit down and watch the Champions League final, which is 5 o'clock and only available on TNT and HBO. No doubt there will be thousands of people moaning tomorrow afternoon about why isn't it on the BBC and ITV, and yeah, why is it at 5 o'clock? People, no doubt some people will be sitting down to watch it at 8 o'clock only to find out it's all finished. There we go. Have a lovely weekend all. Hope the sun keeps shining, and we'll talk again on Monday. Have a great weekend. All the best. Cheers, Paul.